This topic gets people all riled up, but we're going to talk about when you should button hook and how to make it safer.
Put simply, a button hook is just when you approach the threshold, rotate around the door frame, and double back in the same direction. After pivoting around the door frame, that number one man is going to clear his hard corner and then continue to collapse his sector of fire. What you contrast this against is called a cross. Instead of turning around the door frame, you move across the threshold along the path of least resistance, usually coming from a double stack. There are a couple of advantages of doing it like this, namely that you can get a muzzle into each hard corner more quickly, thus protecting each other's backs, and that you're moving into a side of the room where you've already scanned and had eyes on. There are two primary situations where it might be more beneficial to button hook. The classic scenario is when you're coming from a single stack and you are not going to pie off the threshold. The reason is that if you're coming from a single stack and you go across, the number one man's exposing his back to the hard corner where they have the least situational awareness. A second situation is when the threshold is wide enough to button hook on both sides. This can be more geometrically efficient because neither side has to have their back exposed at all. Now, one word of caution is that I almost always recommend doing a center check before button hooking. Otherwise, you're likely exposing yourself to too many threats.